Hey guys, my name is JC and welcome to another video. At the start of the year, I made an Ekko build guide that explained the best builds for Ekko at that time period. Now things have changed and there are way better builds for him now that allow him to do just so much better in my opinion. So in this video, we're going to be covering the best runes, masteries, items, and level order that will make Ekko dominate against your opponents. First off, I'll be covering the best possible runes to run on Ekko at the moment. I'll be running 9 magic penetration reds, 9 scaling health yellows, 9 flat MR blues, and 3 flat AP quints. As for my masteries, I like to run 12-18-0. In the ferocity bench, I prefer to take sorcery since it allows my abilities to deal 2% more damage. Next, I'll take double-edged sword for the extra 3% damage, but it'll also make me take 1.5 additional damage. Next is natural talents to grant me extra AD and AP scaling, and then I finish off the branch with oppressor. In the cunning branch, I start off with savagery since it allows farming to be a tiny bit easier. Next, I take a biscuit, but you can also take assassin if you want to since it helps deal extra damage. I follow up these with merciless and dangerous game, then followed up with precision for the extra penetration, and my keystone mastery is going to be thunderlord since it helps out with bursting an opponent down. Now for my item builds. I like to start things off with a Doran's ring and 2 potions. Then, I'd start to build into a Morellonomicon, but depending on your situation you might want it to build into an Abyssal Scepter or a Zanya's Hourglass. Morello would be great for not having to worry about your mana cost since it grants you 100 AP, 400 mana, and 20% CDR, plus the fantastic passive of restoring your mana upon kill or assist. Abyssal is perfect for laning against an AP mid that got slightly ahead of you due to a misplay or them getting a kill somewhere else on the map. You'd build Zanya for the same reason as Abyssal, except the exception would be if it's an AD champion, and a plus about this is that it gives you 10% CDR. After building one of these 3 items, I then proceed into boots, and then Lichbane. Lichbane is very good on Ekko since you can proc the Sheen passive with your E. This item is great for completely shredding through those squishy targets on the enemy team. Your 4th item is completely situational. If you chose Morellonomicon as your first item, you'd either take Zanya or Abyssal depending on what the major threat on your enemy team is. If you chose Zanya or Abyssal, you can go Morellonomicon if you're ahead. For item number 5, if the enemy team is relatively tanky, you'd want to go for a Void Staff. But if they're really squishy, you might be interested in taking a Death Cap to destroy the opposition. For my last item, I'd normally go Void, Death Cap, or Guardian Angel. Guardian Angel is just there to ensure that you are a little extra tanky when you dive into the backline and make sure that you can kill the ADC. When you're playing Ekko, you should take your Q first, since it is your main ability for slowing people down and speeding you up since your Q is like a boomerang. If you place your Q properly, you can manage to get 2 stacks of your passive on your opponent while dishing out a ton of damage. Your Q applies a total of 2 stacks of Thunderlords on your opponent, as well as 2 stacks of your passive, once while going forward and coming back, assuming both hit the target. Next, you're going to level up your E. Ekko's E is incredible for escaping, chasing, and making flashy plays. Your E is a blink ability that deals a massive amount of damage to your target and applies on hit effects. Your E applies an instant 2 stacks of Thunderlord since it technically counts as both an ability and an auto attack. Combine both of these with your Q and an auto attack and you're guaranteed to proc Thunderlords and your passive every time. Finally, you're going to max out your W last on Ekko. Ekko's W is both a shield and a stun, but is kind of tricky to land on all times since you need to estimate where your opponent's going to be by the time it lands. If Ekko is inside the sphere, he gets a massive shield, and on top of that, if an enemy is also inside his sphere, they will get stunned. His W also has a passive that deals additional magical damage to an enemy if they're under 30%. And overall, Ekko is still a fantastic champion and is still insanely strong. I do highly recommend checking out this build since it does fare very well. That's it for this video guys, I hope you really enjoyed it. Please leave a like as it does show your support and it does help me out quite a bit. Subscribe if you haven't already, and don't forget to check out my other videos as well. Thank you all so much for watching, as it does mean a lot to me, and I hope to see you all in my next video. Peace.